We're live. Hi, I'm Lynn Mailey. I inspire my clients to discover their personal style, sparking happiness and confidence, one article of clothing at a time. And today I'm interviewing Carrie Palmer of Usborne Books and More. I think that's the correct title, right?
Yep, you got it.
Welcome, Carrie.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to chat with you and catch up a little bit.
Yeah, I'm sure you've seen this, but when I started to advertise about our interview, I was like, we used to teach together and we did book buddies and we did have so much fun.
We had so much fun.
We
had probably way too much fun.
Do you want to do book buddies today? But I do have to say, I trained my kids very well. And they really were very grown up when they would work with your children, right?
Yeah.
They did a good job. I would model before we came down and be like, type talk, and then you look at the cover and you turn the page, and yeah.
It was so good for them. So yeah. I taught kindergarten and you were 4th grade at the time, right?
Yeah.
So tell the story about how you couldn't handle my kindergartners and
I didn't know how to get their attention.
Totally afraid of your 4th graders.
Yes. I'd be like, I don't know how to get 5-year-olds attention. Like, how do you like get them to listen to you? And you're like, it's easy. And then you're like, but I don't know what to do with your 4th graders. And I was like, what do you mean? You're like, I'm so scared of them. I'm like, what? You're scared of my 10-year-olds, right? No, we would like argue like, who's going to get all their attention now? And I probably had like 25 students because I always had very big classes, like 24, 25 there. I don't know how many did you used to have in kindergarten?
Probably like 18, 17, 18.
I feel like I always had like the max, except for one year I remember I had maybe at 20. But it would be so funny because we'd be in the corner like, it's your turn. No, it's your turn. I was like, I don't know how to get their attention. And we would like argue about this each week. And I'm like, what do you mean you're afraid of 4th graders? Like, they're so easy.
And my little ones were so easy. See, everybody has their niche, right?
Yeah.
I thought it was so funny when we talked about doing the interview that all these memories started coming back of when we worked together and doing book buddies. And I'm like, this is the perfect connection for us to be talking about books because we always had that shared love.
I know.
Of, like teaching kids to read and helping them to learn to love books. And so the kids it was such a great program. And I remember the guidance counselor at the time, I won't say her name, but maybe we'll tag her. She was so great. She started it. And it just was so nice for them to have this little mentor that all year they sat with and read with and talked about books. So I loved it. We had a lot of fun.
And every year we're like, we're doing it together. Nobody mess with us. Like, we always set it up before so no one else could take our classes.
Yep.
So effective sometimes. But I have to say that your kindergarten team was all good. They were all great.
Amazing.
Everyone's get invited to like a little get together with the kindergarten teachers. And I'd be like the other for this one teacher from the other school getting to hang out with everybody. And I was like,
we had a great team. So now I'm home. Now I'm home with my little one. She turned 4 this summer.
I can't believe that.
So this was just a good match for me. I
saw you when you announced to everybody that you were pregnant that day and happy. We met up for an appetizer. And I just remember everybody was like, what? So happy.
She's a very long-awaited baby.
Yeah. And I was like, what's going on? Because I think Carrie told me, and I was like, I'll see if I can come. And I could. So I was kind of like a surprise, I think, to the group because I expected to see me. And there I was. Anyway, so you obviously left teaching. So tell us a little bit about your journey since then.
Love it. So I taught mostly kindergarten, a couple other grades and jobs here and there in the academic world. And then I kind of switched to when I moved out to Long Island from New Jersey and left my teaching job, I started mentoring student teachers. So I've been doing that for a couple of years. So that's been fun. I kind of keep my hand in a little bit, get to visit the classrooms and things like that. And I'm mostly home with my little ones. So randomly, 2.5 years ago, a friend invited me to an Usborne Books More party on Facebook. And I was like, okay, sure. I love kids' books. I had never heard of them before. And I actually pulled our first 2 books that we ever got that totally hooked me.
I bought that as a present.
You bought this one. Everybody loves this book. It has like the reusable stickers, the Band-Aids, and the animals all get boo-boos. And you put the sticker on their little boo-boos. So this was literally the first book that we ever got. And also one of our touchy-feely That's Not My books. And they came in the mail, and I was like, oh, my God, these books are so amazing. Anna loves books, my daughter. we read all the
I can't
time.
imagine why. I mean, if you show them books and share books, they're gonna, they
Exactly. And then the consultant was talking to me about joining, and I was kind of like, I don't know. I'm not a sales lady. I'm a teacher, And we kind of talked about it a little bit, and I thought about it, and I thought, well, you know what? I'll just join for the discount. Like, I literally joined to get a discount so I could buy more books. And then I was so excited about the books, constantly sharing them with my friends, and then started doing parties. And then it just kind of grew from there into this really fun little side hustle, if you want to call it. And I just was promoted to team leader. So that's been really exciting. Yeah. So it just was kind of wound up being a good fit for me because I love teaching reading. I love children's books. And I have built this amazing library for Anna. So that's been so exciting for us. I love that she also kind of watches me build my business. She loves doing lives with me. I'm sure you've seen her on my VIP page. I always say she's like my little CEO. So she loves to, share the books with everybody too. So it's just been kind of a nice fit for our family.
And so you just showed us 2 books. And
I have a whole don't worry.
I know.
In a pile of books here.
So I went to a party that you hosted when you were local a couple months ago. Actually, it was
around Christmas.
Around a year.
Yeah, we did it around Christmas.
Time flies. And so I've seen in person the different books, but like what makes these books so special? Besides, like you just showed us the feeling and that you can remove the stickers, but there's a lot of different books.
Oh my gosh, we have over 2,000 titles. So I grabbed a couple of like my favorite features of books to share with you. Because again, they're just like, I feel like such beautiful, engaging books. So one of the types of books that I grabbed were our pop-up books because I just love.
Who is this pop-up book by? Which book?
These are pop-up fairy tales. So there's a couple of different titles. And then we also have some pop-up nonfiction books. So this one's like Across the Savannah.
That's really cool.
I mean, they're just so beautiful. So they really just keep the kids so engaged and wanting to pick up a book. We have pop-up alphabet books and number books and nonfiction and read aloud. So all different kinds of pop-up books.
Can I just tell you that like the last 2 weeks of school, when kids are like ready to be done with school, I have ordered a handful of pop-up books throughout the years, and I keep them set aside just because they will get ruined, right? If they late. But I pull them out because it is like it holds their attention so well because they're so well done and so fascinating, and we have so much fun reading them. And so I do love a pop-up book because I'm just like it's like in my little treasure chest. Like I keep aside so I can be like, guess what I have this week,
It's been kind of too like a good way for her to understand that books are special.
Yeah.
Because in the beginning we'd have them up high, but now she knows to like be more careful, obviously. Yeah. And she loves her books, Luckily, Usborne has a 50% replacement policy. So if a book is ever injured in any way, you can replace it. But anyway, so I also grabbed water germs because how poignant right now. Tons of Lift the Flap books. So that's another like unique feature that I love from Usborne. So this is one of our like beginning Lift the Flap series. And, flaps are so great for kids because it kind of gives them chunks of information, which helps them to retain it. It's also good for their fine motor skills to be opening the flaps. It's good to keep them interactive. So that's like a lower, one for younger. And then I kind of grabbed a Look Inside, which is for
there's a lot of informational books. I bought a poop book.
Yes, you did. You got What is Poop? I remember that.
And now this is what happens when you eat.
Yeah, so lots of nonfiction topics, but lift the flap on like everything: history, science, like beginning reading skills and math and so many different things. Mm-hmm. We also have tons of activity books. Like a lot of people don't realize they think we just have read alouds, which I'll get to that in a little bit, but tons of kind of unique activity books. So this is a magic painting book. You just add water. Hello, mess-free painting. And these beautiful colors appear. This one is pretty much gone because my daughter loves them so much. Right. But if you add water, all the colors will appear. And just like tons of activity books for anything your kid might be interested in. Art, we have a series for different occupations called the Academy series, where if your kid wants to be a vet or a chef. There's also tons of STEM activity books. sticker books, different art books. Again, like there's just so many options. So whatever your kid is into, we can find something that's going to really just keep them engaged and loving books. And that's really like, I think what excites me so much is because I love all books, right? I love the classics. I love any book you could find on the children's shelf. But these books, I just felt like they were a little bit different than things that I would find in Barnes and Noble or, wherever.
I would find the selection in a store, like a bookstore like that, very interesting, like being a media specialist and always reading the reviews and knowing what's coming out, like what they have in the store.
I love browsing the children's section for sure. For sure. I'm just looking at my piles here. What else I want to, I'm trying to like show. This is always the hardest part for me is to pick which books to show because I have like hundreds. So then I have to weed through like, okay, which books do I want to show? So I tried to just pick a couple of kind of unique ones. This is one of our fold out books. So these are great for tummy time for the babies.
Oh, that's fun.
We also have like a bunch of cloth books. So just something for everybody. Lots of chapter books for, the older kids, leveled readers, just lots of options. I'm waiting to show you my favorite one now.
Oh, I'm supposed to ask you about your most popular series.
Oh, okay. So, I pulled a Shine a Light book. Are you familiar with these?
I am not. Maybe I saw it when I was there. I can't remember.
So the Shine a Light books are, again, unique to Usborne, and they're nonfiction books. So you would read about, and it will ask you a question. So I'll read an example. This is Secrets of Animal Camouflage. So it says, in the grassland, a baby giraffe pulls the leaves from a tree. Who is eating from the treetops? And then, and I don't know if it will work, but we'll try. You take a flashlight and you shine it behind.
Oh my God. That's so cool.
And I don't know if you can see because it's kind of light in here, but the mommy giraffe is like, there's videos on my VIP. You can kind of see a little bit. Can you see the mommy giraffe?
Yes.
So if you're in the dark, obviously it works so much better. And then when you turn the page, it tells you, it shows you the picture and tells you all about. So
does it come with a flashlight or you have to have your own?
No, you have to have your own flashlight, but it makes a great gift to do like a Shine a Light book and like a fun little flashlight. Really cool. So this is one of our favorite gifts to give. This is definitely a popular series. Can I show you one other one?
Yeah.
The Busy Books. So these come with a little, I can't really show you because I'm standing up, but they all come with a little toy. So this is the helicopter. And then you either pull it back or you wind it up and it like goes all around the book.
Oh, sorry. My cat just bit me and scratched me.
Oh no.
She's right next to me. Every video I'm always like pushing her out of the way. And gently. I'm not an animal meanie, but she just bit me.
She has to know she can't bite mommy, right? So that's another one of my favorites.
That's really cool. I love that. What's the age that the books go up to?
All the way up to teenagers, but even some adults really love our chapter books or our coloring books or different activity books. It's funny because we have some drawing books and I actually bought them for me so that when Anna's asking me to do chalk drawings for her, I have a drawing book. So yeah, all the way, like from infants, little babies with the tummy time books and the cloth books. We have lots of great books for toddlers that they can touch and feel and really sturdy, like great quality. I mean, look at the size of that page.
Yeah.
So really good quality that you don't have to worry about putting books in your toddler's hands. And then all the way through, like I said, chapter books.
Mm-hmm. We're talking about book care this week at school, my K-1 class.
Aww.
So when you're like, it's thick and it won't rip, I talked all about that today on my virtual lessons.
Oh my gosh.
I have fun doing it because I obviously like to do videos. So I'm like, hey everyone, it's like my time to like chat.
It's good practice for your interviews and your
it's very fun.
I love your porch talks, by the way.
Thank you. I think so I've more fun. The kids are like, and the kindergartners most of them have never met me, so I laugh. I'm funny and cracking jokes, and they're probably like, huh. But anyway, yeah. So, do you have any reading tips for us?
So my absolute favorite reading tip, and I'm sure that if you know me, you have heard me say this so many times before, is to read aloud to kids no matter how old they are. So it's so easy when a kid is little to kind of pull them on your lap and pick up a book and read to them. But, and I kind of knew this already, but then last summer I read a book called The Read Aloud Family by Sarah Mackenzie. If you have not read that book, I highly recommend. I just heard today it's like 99 cents on Kindle on Amazon right now.
Okay.
So she inspired me so much to really understand how important it is to read to your kids no matter how old they are. So she's a homeschooling mom, and she has kids of all different ages. And she really, we know that when we read aloud to kids, right, we're modeling fluency, we're modeling expression, we're doing comprehension. But what I loved that even beyond that, she talks a lot about like character building and family bonding and having this like language of books that like you have inside jokes and things from books that you've read. So that is absolutely my favorite tip, is to, no matter how old your kids are. And this is for teachers. I tell my teachers this all the time. So I have student teachers, from kindergarten, and then I had fellows in middle school and high school. So I'm in a lot of different classrooms, not this semester because of COVID, but I tell all my teachers this, my middle school teachers, everybody, read aloud to your kids. Because guess what? We want them to love reading. We want them to love books. And if they're constantly doing that hard work of like decoding words and doing comprehension and writing about reading and all, that love of reading gets like sucked out of them. So that to me, and this is what Sarah Mackenzie, she actually started homeschooling because her oldest hated reading. And she literally was like, guess what? All we're doing this year is learning to love reading.
Yeah. That's so great.
I love you. You have to check this book out. I love it. It's really,
I know.
So yeah,
I just read books all day to the kids. Like truthfully, that's all I want to do.
Me too.
A lot of parents in my group, but like my favorite part is, getting to read and act out the stories and stuff.
Yep, definitely.
I'm always like, go home and read, just go read. Pushing reading. That's what I do. I can't help
literacy advocate. That's what I call myself, a literacy advocate.
I'm like a reading bully. I'm like, you guys should love reading like me.
Well, I tell people all the time because, people will come to me and ask for recommendations.
Right.
And they'll be like, well, my child is reading at this level. And I'm like, okay, that's great. But what do they love to read? Do they want to read a nonfiction book? Do they want to read a graphic novel? Like, that's great. We want to keep advancing that level. But we also want to make sure that they have books that maybe they're too easy for them, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Because if they're enjoying reading it, that's so important too. I know I'm preaching to the choir.
I'm like, I know all these things. I do. So did I forget to ask you anything is there any information you would like to share that I didn't ask you?
I think I'm looking around at my piles. Can I wait? I have to show my daughter's favorite book, and I have to honestly. Oh, I pulled this one in case she came in because she loves to share this book. So this is life size, and it shows the actual size.
Oh yeah, I have some of those at school.
I think you saw this one. So like, for example, this is like the actual size of a giraffe's tongue.
Those are great, by the way. That's crazy.
That's how big a giraffe's tongue is real life. So we just have so many fun.
It's not Steve Jenkins, is it? The author?
Sophie Henn.
Okay, because Steve Jenkins does a lot of those that I have in the library.
I love it.
Because I'm like, this is how big the eye is. Like it really puts it in perspective for the kids. It's so much fun to read, and it really holds their attention.
Yep, and that's what we want. We want them to be like engaged in the book and loving it and learning from it and talking about it after. So that's just So I pulled this because if Anna came running in the room at any moment, which can always happen, I was like, all right, she can show off. She always likes to show the kangaroo ears. So, so I have tons more books, and I have lots of, if anybody has any questions or is looking for anything special, I can share with Lynn, like my texting, my business text, and my.
How do we find it? Can you tell? I'll add it after. I always add it after the meeting, just I don't set it up before. Sorry. But how do they find you?
So I have a VIP group on Facebook. That's one way that you can find me. And I know you're going to post the link. It's like Carrie's Cozy Usborne Books More reading spot or something like that. And we do lots of fun stuff. I always try to post literacy tips, any specials or deals, or like just fun little activities that go with the books and things like that. I also do special events. So actually next week I'm doing a win free books for a year party. So if you join my VIP before that,
What?
you can hop on and enter into that party. It's like a mystery hostess, so one person will win free
Oh,
books for a year.
that's
So,
so
so I
fun.
try to always do fun things like that. And then I have email and messenger and all like the normal ways of communicating with people. So we can post all of that after.
Yeah, I'll put it up after. And are you doing a giveaway, Carrie?
Of course, I have to give away a book, right? I have to. So anybody who joins my VIP page, for as long as Lynn wants to keep it open for, will enter you into, sorry, I have my iPad on an ottoman and it's like shaking. We'll enter you all to win a book of your choosing, a free book. So doesn't matter what age your child is, we'll help you find something that you
That's
love.
so nice. So they just have to join your VIP group. And I would say join your VIP group, but come back here and comment done, because that's the video active. And I do post the videos in the announcement section. Like the announcement section pins it to the top of my group. So it's easier to find throughout the week. And I will make reminders from my porch talk, but I think it's too cold for me already.
Oh no.
It's so cold I can run for lunch. It's so cold. Can't take it. So, but yeah, I'm going to be on porch talk with a hat and scarf, my North Face all wrapped up, bundled up.
Now, for anybody from my group who's joining the interview now, tell them a little bit about what you do in your group.
Oh, so in my group, so I guess I'll call myself.
Sorry, I didn't mean to catch you off guard.
No, it's okay. I've got this one down, I think. So I am a media specialist by day, but I've always loved fashion and clothing and dressing women on the side. I've always worked retail. I've always had clients that I dress. And so I turn it into a little business. So I'm a personal shopper / stylist. And then I've been doing it for so long, but now social media and being able to share sales and looks and all that. So I started the Facebook group for that reason. So I could share that. I sometimes do outfit inspiration. Sometimes I'm just go to the Gap, everything's 75% off. Here's some of the things I like. Sometimes I have friends just ask me questions like, what are the best jeans for work? And then I'll post, or I need comfort shoes for work. So people can request things from me and I will look it up. I also write a blog about once a month on my website. So I have a website. And then I do for local people, I take them shopping, I dress them. Some people I just go out on my own and bring it to their home. Some people meet me and we shop. COVID stopped that for the last so many months, but I can do some virtual stuff. I also clean out closets. I do a little of everything.
You're not busy at all.
No. And then they're offering, so last year I had a friend asked me to help her with her gift shopping in December. She gave me a list and a budget, and I did all the shopping for probably 85% of her presents. And I'm going to offer it to a select number, because obviously I have a day job and other stuff going on, to see if anybody's interested in that service. So locally, for people local, if they want to hire me for that, I can wrap and drop off. And if you're not local, I can just ship straight to your house, do all the ideas, get it approved by you, order it and ship it. So that's
amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah. I do love all this stuff. So
I know. Well, that's I always feel when you love what you're doing and you love your product, so to speak, it's easy. It's easy.
Yeah. And if you just joined my group, so I have an interview. Most of my videos of these interviews are on YouTube as well, but they're in my group. But I interviewed my cousin, who's the reason in high school. She's a bit older than me, but in high school, she was the worst. I don't want to, in case she watched, she knows. She wore thrift store clothing. I was I'll take you shopping because I just like shopping. And that day I was probably 16 or 17. I just ran around the store for her and I had so much fun and such a blast that it is the reason that I do that today. Basically, she's the reason.
That was a fun interview. I watched that one.
Yeah. And she's like, you can interview. I'm in my bathing suit. I was like, trust me, no one cares. It's fine. And I don't really see her that often because she lives in the city. So I was like, no, while you're here, I'm interviewing you and you will see. She's funny. So she was a good sport. And she's like, but you look like a failure. Look at me. I was like, I can only do so much. Our grandkids were swimming in the yard and she's very funny. We're funny together. So yeah. That's my story.
So much fun. I love it. And thank you so much for interviewing me. This was so much fun. And thank you for the opportunity to share a little bit about the books. This was this much of what I could share, but I tried to pick four favorites. So
I'm going to post all your contact information in the video. And then, I always like bring it up on Porch Talk for like days and days after. And then I did a thread, Carrie. I don't know if you saw it, but like people can advertise their businesses. And it's
awesome.
in my
Thank you.
Well. A couple people advertise, but I just thought we could keep a place where everybody could advertise. And like, I'm always getting new members. And so I don't know everything, but everybody in my group. And if they want to advertise, but not be interviewed, they can put their information there. And I'm always looking for more people to interview if you know anybody.
I actually was just talking to a friend today, so we'll chat about that.
Okay, yeah. And I have like a calendar and there are dates already filled in, but I'd like to keep this going for a while. So I'm always open and scheduling people. So I like to support just for whatever. I just have always liked to connect people and like support their businesses. Hence why I have a bag this big of Rock Me Design jewelry behind me. My friend Yoko.
But you always find good stuff, though. You find like hidden gems that people might not have heard of before.
Yeah. And I just like supporting people. And I'd rather like buy from my friends or people I know, and support than going on
Amazon.
Yeah. Like a website. I order plenty from there, but you know what I mean? And then I think it makes it more special because it's like you think about what you're picking out. And so.
Definitely.
Well, thank you so much.
I miss you. I hope I get to like see you in person at some point.
And it's crazy this many years have gone by because we were just so young back in the day, weren't we?
We're still kind of young. I don't know.
I turned 50. So.
I know, but you can't tell people that actually don't look it.
I know.
Well, this was so much fun. Thank you so much. And thank you to everybody in Lynn's group who's listening. Thank you to all of my people who hopped on to join.
I know. Thank you that your friends join. I appreciate it. And feel free to share away. I'll keep sharing it. I put it on YouTube. I've got 12 subscribers. I'm making it big. I just put it there to store it, like have a place that people can refer to. So.
You never know who's watching.
Yeah, yeah.
I know.
You
never know what people come across. So keep doing what you do. You're so much fun and
thank you.
So talented.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate that. I just love it. So, all right. Have a good night, everyone.
Thanks so much.
If you're watching this on YouTube, like it, subscribe, make a comment. I just have to say that. So,
of course. Happy reading, everybody.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody. Have a good night.